want to fake affection to cause my affection. And they want to make me like them more in order to get a better peace, because not all pieces are created equal, you know. And that was how the system was run in the USSR also. The money was not as important, but the distribution system was what made it work. And whoever was in charge of the distribution system had the most power, and they were the rulers of the system. So, for instance, if your son wanted to go to college, but he was an idiot, but you still wanted him in college, you could contact me because I'm in charge of distributing furniture. And that other guy who was in charge of college admissions needed to get new furniture for his apartment. So you would give me something that you have. I would redistribute him the furniture. He would take your son into college. And that would be done without the money. We would all be doing it at the expense of the government subsidies that are, you know, the furniture is cheap, but it's subsidized. The education is free, but it's subsidized, and so on. And so the people who are in charge of the distribution are actually the ones who run the country, and everybody wants to do them favors. And they're the most respected people. But of course, when they fall, that's when most Schadenfreude comes in, and people cheer that, because they hate them, actually, even though they fake that they love them. And I've known some such examples in the city where I lived. Now, unfortunately, that is something that people who have not experienced life in such a society do not understand quite often. When I first came to this country, I brought a lot of political jokes with me from the USSR. And I was trying to tell them to my American friends, and oftentimes they didn't understand them, because, and I understand it wasn't even the language difference. It was the difference of the socio-political context, that they didn't know the realities of the system that were the premise of the joke. For instance, my favorite joke in the USSR was, oh yeah, but I noticed that more and more Soviet jokes are becoming translatable lately, because people begin to understand the reality. Like, take the media. They increasingly begin to write in code and changing the language, and people read that and they understand that this is not what is really meant. They're just trying to be politically correct about it. So people are learning to read between the lines, and that is the skill that all the Soviets had, reading the media between the lines. And now Americans are learning that. So here is my favorite political joke from the USSR. It's called The 6 Contradictions of Socialism in the Soviet Union. Number 1, there is no unemployment, yet no one is working. No one is working, and yet the production quotas are fulfilled. The production quotas are fulfilled, yet the stores are empty. The stores are empty, yet everybody has everything at home. Everybody has everything at home, yet everybody's unhappy. Everybody's unhappy, yet the voting is always unanimous. So, after having lived here for a while and observed this society, I thought it was time for me to write a similar joke about the 6 contradictions of socialism in the United States. And it goes like this. Number 1, America is capitalist and greedy, yet half of the population is subsidized. Half of the population is subsidized, yet they think they're victims. They think they're victims, yet their representatives run the government. Their representatives run the government, yet the poor keep getting poorer. The poor keep getting poorer, yet they have all the things that people in other countries can only dream about. They have all the things that people in other countries can only dream about, and yet they want America to be more like those other countries. And I can tell you that when I first came to this country, I felt like I had traveled in a time machine from the past into the future, because I saw so many things that I never knew existed. It was like living in a futuristic movie. It was great. But now, lately, I've been getting the feeling that I had actually traveled from the future into the past, because I had been to that place where America is heading right now. And if you remember, one of the New York Times journalists in the 30s went to the Stalinist USSR and he came all excited about it, and he wrote an article titled, "I have seen the future and it works." Now, I recently wrote an article titled, "I have seen the future and I ran away." And that is what I would like to share with my American comrades, preparing them for this transition to this great progressive world of next Tuesday, as I call it.